recently with Leinster and the area. If you can just talk about that and the, also, I know what the thinking behind it is, but about your decision to stay with Leinster and continue playing rugby. It's obviously something that you're enjoying at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm delighted to extend with Leinster in Ireland. It's been a great few years, for me personally and for my family and for the whole squad as well. It's been an enjoyable couple of seasons, and I suppose that reflects in how we're playing in the Six Nations, in the November series before that. It was a relatively easy decision to extend and stay, and even here in Leinster, you see the last 2 weeks. I suppose the development path that the club has taken in investing in homegrown young players coming from the academy. It's really bright here, and I think both squads will grow in over the course of the next few years, and it's a really exciting time.
Can you talk about the challenge of playing a team like Leicester Tigers in the quarter final of a competition you want to so desperately win?
Yeah, listen, it's probably one of the toughest draws for us. I think over there, Leicester away is it's going to be we're going to be going into um, their fortress, and I know they're a different team at home. Looking at them throughout the year, they're playing good rugby and they're top of the Premiership. So I think their record kind of speaks for itself within Europe. They beat Claremont away and at home. They're really firing on all cylinders, and for us, it's going to be a massive test and probably one that we look forward to, and it's going to be a good game of rugby.
And just a final question for me, given the fact that it's a knockout game and the opposition and the fact that you're playing away from home, is there a kind of heightened sense of anxiety, is the word I'm going to use this week, in terms of the preparation for the weekend?
Yeah, I think listen, everyone knows. You can't slip up. There's no second chances at this stage of the competition, and we'll be looking back to how we did last year. And I know in this round in the quarter final we had Exeter and put out a good display, and then the following week was La Rochelle away, and we know what happened there. So I think we need to take one game at a time, but I think our sole focus is we have to go over there and really attack them, not sit back and see what happens. So it's going to be a good game, and it's going to be a physical battle.
Good man, thanks Robbie, it's good to see you, man.
Cheers, Mike.
Robbie, how are things? Just interested in your team. Robbie, you'll have had a long, hard look at the Tigers at this stage. Where do you think their weaknesses as such lie, and where do you think you can exploit them?
I think we've had a long hard look. You're right. Over the last 2 weeks, the brand of rugby they play is kind of that kick pressure rugby. They don't play a whole lot of rugby inside their own half. So I think when it comes down to that kick battle, that's going to be key. The aerial battle, and being able to deal with that kicking threat. But I think we just need to stay patient, and stick to our systems as the phases go on, and we can manage to find some space and keep the ball. I think our brand of rugby should be good for us to break down their defence. So it's going to be, I think the key for us is to stay patient, because it mightn't be there. The opportunities mightn't be there as soon as we think it might. It might be later on in the game, but we just probably need to be patient.
Just on the point of not having played this group of players since the second leg of Connacht, is there any risk associated with that? Leicester obviously have been stuck into the Premiership week in, week out. You don't think there's any risk of you being a little bit off it on the weekend?
I don't think so. I think we look back at the few games that we missed out with COVID stuff before or just after Christmas, and we missed one game in Europe, and then we came into Montpellier at home and Bath away, and I think from the work we did there, training, didn't have a game for a good few weeks. We came into that, so I think we're pretty positive in terms of how we prepared last week and this week for a really physical test. But no, I think the work we put in should stand to us over the last few weeks.
Yeah, well, Robbie, good talking to you and go well at the weekend.
Cheers.
Hello, Robbie. It's Nick Mullins here. Really nice to see you. Thank you. Thank
Hi,
you for
Nick.
your time. Just getting back to that question about Leicester's kicking game. What's your specific role as a midfielder when they're banging them back at you, in terms of positioning and what you're thinking?
Yeah, well, we have to be one step ahead, because when that kick goes up, we know their kick chase is pretty aggressive. So my opposite number, up to the two opposition centres chase very hard, along with their wingers and their back rowers. So we need to be able to be ahead of them and win the race back for that kick to support, and then see what happens after that. And then on the flip side, we need to win that ruck if it's kicked down the middle, and be able to, obviously, if the kicker's in front of us, be able to pressure the kick. So there's a lot of things going on. It's probably work rate as well, just being able to, put the head down and turn and run, and make sure you're ahead of your opposite number.
It's interesting. So you're looking at your opposite number as much as you're looking at where the ball might be landing.
Yeah, absolutely. In a general sense, you don't want your opposition, passing you on a kick. So you'd be looking at that, and then looking at how we can see where the opportunity is as we gather the ball, if there's an option to run, or where the space is.
Can I ask you as well, finally, how the relationship with Gary has developed over the years? Do you have a WhatsApp group of two? What's the conversation like with you on weeks like this? Are you kind of constantly on the phone to each other chatting? How has that worked and developed down the years?
It's pretty seamless, to be honest. How we work together. I think there's a couple of old WhatsApp groups that myself, Gary, and Johnny might have had, discussing plays and whatnot. But no, it's just a one-to-one message here and there if anything needed to be chatted about. But no, we do a lot of our work in here in the morning, and when we leave the building, we take it up again the next day. So a lot is taken care of on the pitch as well. But I suppose that social relationship as well, and that connection off the pitch is also very important. To how we play on the pitch.
Great, thanks, Robbie. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Sorry guys, it's just Joe Coffin's trying to get in here, I think, so I'm just going to try to get him in here, I think, if I can, but I don't see him there. Oh, there he is. Hey Joe, are you okay there? Sorry, Robbie.
No worries.
Yeah, I am indeed.
Okay, Joe, if you want to take a question to Robbie very quickly, please, that'd be great. Thank you.
Hi Robbie, how are things?
Hi, Joe.
Just wanted to ask, in terms of coming off the back of that great win against Connacht and having the 2-week delay between that and Leicester, what have you been doing to maintain the momentum within the group from that win and then into the next round?
Yeah, we've obviously with the dynamic of the couple of games in South Africa, as you know, a large large amount of squad stayed here, and we prepped for Leicester, so we stayed back and have been training very hard, and we're putting in the work here, looking at them, and just preparing and getting a lot of running done, getting a lot of physical work done. So yeah, it's kind of been like a mini kind of pre-season window as well, where we've topped up on our strength, topped up on our running, and got really quality work done.
Thanks, Billy Robbie.
Cheers.
Okay guys, Michael Glennon, just last one from the floor from you, if that's okay.
Sure. Thanks, Marcus. Hey, Robbie, how are you?
Hi, Michael. Good, thanks.
Yeah, good. We were just talking to Steve Board. He said that Ollie Chesson, he was suspended originally, but he's done a World Rugby tackling course and he should be available for selection. I mean, have you done more work on that? Considering there's so much focus on the yellow and red cards, is it just a matter of saying to somebody,
Yeah, I think the onus comes down when you're in team training. It's very hard to drill it as well. It comes down to individual technique and being able to drop that your body height, because it's kind of evident now in every game. There's a yellow or a red, and it's so frequent now. It just, one kind of lapse in concentration and you can cost your team. So yeah, definitely it's down to the individual, and a lot of us do individual work pre-training and post-training, just making sure you're focusing solely on technique. And a lot of the times it comes in from a lapse in concentration, or when you're fatigued and you just maybe you go high because you're blowing and you're just not thinking. So yeah, it's just being able to just drop your body height, and everyone knows it now. It's so common, so it's all on us.